Hello everybody, this is Shirley Stewart and this is So Too We Begin Embroidery. Today we're going to talk about caps, hooping caps. This discussion today will be talking about the new flat brim cap hoop system for the 1050 and the 1050X brother machine, 10 needle machine. It also fits on the 6 needles and 10 needle machines as long as the screen is vertical. So this hooping system is new. I think it came out last year and it is very innovative. I have had a different machine where I had a capping system that was horrible. I never used it. I never stitched a cap beyond my initial training because it was extremely difficult. When I got this system, which came with my machine, I was lucky enough not to have to buy it separately. It came with the deal with my machine because I had read about it and I requested it. When I got it, and the very first time that I attempted to use it, I had success. I was able to 3 caps with no problem at all. And I also stitched out a cap today prior to this video just to refresh and make sure that everything was going to work properly. So here is the cap that I had stitched out when I very first got the machine with my logo. And this is the cap that I stitched out today, again with a different logo of mine. And so I just wanted to let you know that this is a very simple system to use. Now, I have seen on Facebook some people having some concerns about this system, so I decided to do a demo showing you exactly how to use it, and I'm going to go ahead and do another project on this particular cap. So before we get there, let me tell you a little bit about the system. It comes in 3 parts, actually 4 parts. You have your frame, you have your hooping jig, and you have your driver. The frame itself is what is so unique because it makes it so easy. This is called the upper frame and this is the lower frame. And basically you just put this together with your hat inside of it and put it on the jig and then attach it to the driver. As long as all of those things are put on correctly, then you're able to go ahead and hoop out your cap. Now, the innovative thing about this particular driver, from what I have read and have been told, is twofold. One, it makes hooping simple. It makes it quick and easy and less painful. That's one of the most important things about this particular system. I know that Hoop Tech Gen X2 is another hoop frame that a lot of people are using, that some people are successful and some people complain. I understand that it's supposed to be really, really good and easy to use. I don't own one, so I haven't had the opportunity to try that. But this one, from what I've heard, is comparable to that particular system, but with the same amount of ease. There is one difference that I will tell you about a little later that makes it different, more different than what this one can do for you. But it is very easy to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hoop, well actually I'm not going to hoop it here. I'm going to hoop it over in the studio and then we will get started on it. But let me tell you about the parts. Again, like I said, this is the upper frame and you put it on. It has a center line that helps you to center your hat, and you want to put it on here before you actually put it on your frame. and then you put it as close to the brim as possible so you can get it close. Now, what is supposed to be unique about this particular hooping system over and beyond the fact that it is simple to use and quick to use is that it allows you to get closer to the brim. That is one of the biggest complaints that people have about doing caps. They can't get the design close to the brim. Now this appears to be, I didn't measure it, let me see. It's a little bit, maybe an inch and an eighth from the brim. I did not check to make sure that I had it aligned as low as it would go. I forgot, and I may have forgotten with this one as well because, like I said, it was my first time using it, so it's about the same. This one looks like it is about 1.5 inches. But what all of the documentation states is that it can get as close as 18 millimeters to the brim. Now, I did look at a video today that had a hack that could be used, and I don't want to confuse anybody because it's not something that Brother has. It is an apparatus that can be purchased from Hoop Tech and is part of the Gen Tech 2 hoop system, but it is like a spacer that tricks the machine, tricks the safety mechanism that allows you to get even closer to the brim. Now again, that does not come with the Brother hooping system. I am not recommending anyone to go and do that. I'm just giving you information. You can check into it for yourself and make a decision. I got this information from a YouTube video, Jerry Noble. So if you look up the Brother flat brim hooping system under Jerry Noble, he has a video that goes over that little apparatus that he speaks of, and he also has another video that compares the two. So you might be interested in looking at those two videos, especially if you're interested in that little hack or apparatus that is going to allow you to get even closer than 18 millimeters to the brim of your cap. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. So what we have, like I said, it comes in 3 parts. This is the driver that actually attaches to the machine directly. You take the A on, you don't have the A nor the B arm on. This driver attaches directly to the machine itself. It comes with 2 screws. Brother's very good when they ship things out to make sure that the mechanism is protected and does not break or warp or anything, so they put safety measures in. So it comes with these 2 screws here, but you're going to have to take these 2 screws out of this in order to attach it to the machine itself, and then it will be screwed back on in the proper position. There's also screws underneath here that you will also have to line up and screw together. And like I said, this is the driver, the actual mechanism that is attached to the machine that is going to be doing the motion to do the stitching. This piece is the jig. Now this attaches to the table because you can attach it to the corner of a table and tighten it with a screw so you can put the frame on to hoop your hat. Now if you got the cart that comes with Brother, if you actually purchased that, or you got it with your Brother 1050 or 1050X machine, then there is an apparatus that came with the cart that this can connect to, which is what I have, and I will be connecting it to that. And it sits on there. You tighten it up under here, and then you go ahead and you put your frame on so you can hoop your hat. So those are the 3 pieces, or 4 if you count this. And this is like a plastic half circle that has teeth in it. And so it grabs the hat and holds it in place. And that's one of the things that makes it easy. And it has a longer channel here in the center where you can use to center your hats, because the seam that goes down the center of the hat, you can make sure that that is hitting at the center of this frame here. The upper frame is what they call it, and therefore you are pretty much sure that you're going to have your cap centered the way it should be. So I am going to go ahead and take this to my studio, and we are going to go ahead and get started with the hooping. But before I go over there to the studio, I just want to remind everybody to please subscribe, hit the like button, give me those thumbs up. Don't forget to like, give me the thumbs up. Also hit the notification bell to be reminded when I upload a new video. And please share with your friends, tell them about it, about my channel, and also put comments in. I've asked continuously for comments, and I am getting them. Very appreciative of it, because it helps me to think about what else that we need to talk about, to discuss, to learn about our machine, and also to answer any questions based upon anything that I've said, or you have other questions that maybe I left something out, or maybe it wasn't quite clear. The comments does help. So subscribe, hit the like button, share, and hit the notification bell so we can stay in touch with each other. I also just wanted to say that this is the beginning of what I'm going to call Learning My Machine series. I do have the Brother PR1055X. I've had it since February, and I'm still learning my machine. And I know many people out there have the machine, and they're getting the machine because I'm seeing all kinds of questions and concerns and all of those about the machine. And one thing that I notice, especially for me, if you don't live close to a Brother dealership, and especially with the pandemic still not gone away, it's difficult to get the training that we may need to be able to be as efficient with the machine, because it's an awesome machine. It does so many things that we probably don't even know what it does. I look at videos all the time, and I try to learn as much as I can about the machine, and I'm constantly learning more and more. There's so many buttons and hidden buttons and different icons, and if you go to this screen you can do this, and you go to that screen you can do something else, and you combine things, and you can just create things that are just unimaginable, something that you may not have even thought about, that our machine can do. So with that in mind, what I have decided to do with this channel is to go through the Brothers Playbook that I got and talk about what I am learning through the playbook, as well as what I'm learning through different videos that I may have seen and things that I've been able to research online. So I will have a series. It's going to probably be at least 10 different things that I have identified that I want to go to. Some of them will be kind of short, which is good, but I think it's going to be information that we all can use and learn, because like I said, there are just simple things that we can do that many of us may not be even aware of, because we haven't gotten any kind of training other than maybe an hour or something if you're lucky from a trainer in the dealership, or if you're like me, none at all. So I just wanted to throw that out to give you a reason to come back and get excited about my channel. And again, put comments below. Let me know, what is your frustration? What is it that you need an answer to? What is it that you have questions about, or wonder, can you even do anything with the machine, that you may have an idea? So just wanted to throw that out. So now we're going to go to the studio, and I'm going to get started with setting up the driver and everything and hooping the hat. So we'll go ahead and stitch out a design on my hat. Okay, here we're going to go ahead and attach the hat to the frame, the cap to the frame. We always want to remember, when you are doing a cap, if it has a strap at the back, they ask that you loosen that. That's recommended. And most importantly, make sure that you pull out the sweat band. That is one thing that tends to get caught sometimes, and you need to try to remember to pull that up. So what I'm going to do is show you here with the frame, the lower frame. It has these little spikes here, and then it has this in the middle. This is where you put the stabilizer for your cap, and you can slide it up under here like this, and it slides under on both sides. That's to hold the stabilizer in place. And the little spikes, you just kind of push down on them to perforate the stabilizer, to keep it from moving, to kind of hold it in place. So that's the first thing that you want to do when you're preparing your cap. Now, it is also instructed that the frame has a front and a back. The part that is going to be towards you, or towards the, well, actually away from you, is the one that is the side that has the spikes kind of sticking out, because you have clips that you can attach to this once you have it hooped. And these two parts hanging down actually will lock in place. That actually does the locking. So I will put this on facing me, and because when I hoop it, it's going to hoop that way and it'll be hooped out. So what I need to do is make sure that while I'm in the process of trying to get this hooped, that I put this as close to the brim. So you want to get it down as far to the brim. And then you also want to make sure that you have it aligned where you have the center line, this here, that is running center of your hat. So that helps. Now sometimes you may have to, just like it was in other caps, it's going to turn just a little bit, so you might want to put it a little bit off, so when it actually fastens down, it turns in the right direction. And so with this here like this, and make sure again when you put it on that you're pulling up your sweatband. Now I'm ready to take this to here and go ahead and get it on. Now sometimes it takes a little effort on my part to get this to work correctly. I don't really have a flat enough, well, a big enough surface, I guess is what I'm going to say. So let's see how we can get this done. So what we need to do is put this in place. You're making sure that these two side things goes in these channels here. There are little channels, trying to get orientation with the screen. On both sides, there are channels that these two bars go down into. And once they're in there, also I forgot to tell you, underneath here, there is a knob, and you want to make sure that it's unlocked. And then once you get it in place, you're going to turn it to lock. And it tells you over on this side is unlocked, over on this side is locked. So that's what you have to do. So let me go ahead and see if I can't get this to go ahead and go down like it's supposed to. I have everything lined up the way I want it to be lined up. I have this in there. Let's see. And we should hear a clicking sound once it goes down. Okay, did you hear it? So it is in there. It is hooped. It has the line up the center, and everything in the inside looks good. Now what I'm going to do, you don't have to actually do it, because I kind of put these in here where you can clip. It's supposed to go on the outside, but I'm not going to worry about it because I think this is going to be fine and I won't need any of the clips. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put this on the driver on the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the driver. That's going to be the next thing. And it's a little tricky sometimes because you have to make sure that you align everything up and get the pegs, just like you do with the A or B arm. You have to make sure you get the pegs in the hole correctly. And if you remember, I told you you're going to have to take those screws loose and put it in there, get the pegs correctly. Then you're going to have to screw the screws back in there. So that's going to be our next chore before we're ready to go ahead and start hooping. I'm doing a lot of camera maneuvering today because if you remember, I have this little tiny space, so I have to do things in segments. So what I'm showing you now is this little stand that came with my cart. And this is my, well, it's not a table, but if you don't have a table and you got the cart, this is what you can use to put the jig on. So I will be screwing the jig onto this. This is the next thing that you do. So let me grab the jig. Here it is. And remember, I told you that you have to screw it on this way. So I stick it on like so, and you just screw it to make sure that it tightens. See if it's going in the right direction. Yep. Okay. All right. As you can see, it's on there. Now I have the jig on. Sorry for getting in front of the camera. So now I can go ahead and put the hat frame on there. Now there are little rollers here and clips on both sides, and you have a clip underneath. Your frame has holes here and here for the roller, and a hole at the bottom for the clip. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to try to do this by standing to the side so you can see how easy that goes on. And just kind of take your hand see if everything is lined up properly. Nope. Okay, everything's lined up properly and it's on there. So I have it on on the frame. Now all I need to do is push this off the frame so I can put it on the driver once I get the driver connected to the machine. That's going to be the next thing that I show you. I might not be able to get the camera aligned properly to show you exactly because it's going to be underneath, but I do want to show you that these two screws come out. Then you're going to, this is the side that goes towards the machine. You see a screw hole here and a peg hole here. Well, peg hole here. These are the screw holes out here. These are the peg holes. Everything has to line up properly. You're going to get that good connection. Then you'll screw everything down. Then the hat frame will go here. So we're going to start working on that. Okay, I'm going to take these two screws out. Put them here because I will need them. Now there are two screws under here that you need to keep there, but bring them down so they don't interfere with you getting this onto the machine. So now you put it in just like you would a regular arm, and then the tricky part is getting it to sit where you want it to sit. So I'm going to deal with this and hopefully we'll get it on without too much of a struggle. Okay, that was easier than the first time, so I have it in the holes. I hope you can see that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the screws in where, let me see if I can see. Sorry, okay, my head's in the way. Trying to do this and have you be able to see it as well, hopefully. So I screw this one in, and then I will screw this one in over on this side. Same concept as putting on the regular arms that we always have to do. And I always make sure that I tighten my screws down. You don't have to have them where you got to pry them off. Well, I do put a little effort into it. Try to keep it from moving around and bouncing, because it will move around and it will bounce. And you don't want your design to come off register because it moved too much. Now I'm screwing the screws underneath to tighten that up. And I will do that. And the same on this end. Screw these and tighten that up. Now, I have the hat driver on and it is ready to mount my frame. So, let me get the frame. Sorry, I bumped my camera twice. Oh no. Let me see if I can't get it back in the right position. Sorry about that. Okay, I have the hat and I'm getting ready to put it on. So you have to make sure that you kind of go to the sides to make sure you get the brim and everything past the teeth, and you kind of put it on. Get it seated on there correctly. Once it is in place, did you hear it click? It is clicked on, it is in place, and you are just about ready to start stitching. So, I have my design already set up and my color sequence already put in. So actually the only thing that I really need to do is go ahead and stitch. Now, I could, I'm just thinking, because I did all of the preliminary, making sure everything was in place as far as the design is concerned. You can do the camera to make sure that everything is aligned the way you want it. But if you can see this middle is with this middle, so everything should be aligned. And I am looking at my design. Now the one thing that, let me show you my LCD panel. See if you can see that with my design. You can see the hat frame up at the top, which means everything is in there correctly. And you will see that the design is upside down because that is the way it has to be stitched. Let me see if you're seeing that. You're getting a good view of that. I hope so. And maybe I can pull it back. It'll be a little clearer because I don't want it to be too foggy or out of focus. But let's see. There we go. Maybe you can see it now. It's up here. It tells you the size. It tells you that the frame is in there. It's a cap. And it has the design and it's within the parameters. And so I will go ahead and close that. Like I said, I've already put my color sequence in, and I checked with my camera to make sure everything was correct. So now all I have to do actually is hit the start button, unlock it, and let it do its thing. The design is progressing well without any issues. I have it set on 450. I did start off stitching the other hat at 600. I got a lot of movement as far as the hoop. Well, not the hoop, it just seemed to vibrate a lot. So I decided to back it down to a slower mode. I don't think I had to. That was just a decision that I made. But anyway, it was stitching at 450, 4,290 stitches, approximately 13 minutes. And it is now on number 2 design element. And it's not going to take very long at all. And I think that it's going to be really cute when it is all said and done. The design is progressing well without any issues. I have it set on 450. I did start off stitching the other hat at 600. I got a lot of movement as far as the hoop. Well, not the hoop, it just seemed to vibrate a lot. So I decided to back it down to a, a slower mode. I don't think I had to. That was just a decision that I made. But anyway, it is stitching at 450, 4,290 stitches, approximately 13 minutes, and it is now on number 2 design element, and it's not going to take very long at all, and I think that it's going to be really cute when it is all said and done. It's almost done. We are doing the lettering, and I used the variegated thread, and I don't think that it's stitching showing up very well. It's too light, but I just wanted to use variegated thread like I did on the other one. I just chose one that is a little lighter than what I should have with this pink hat, but it's my hat, so I guess it's, all on me. But anyway, this is what variegated thread is. This is what I used with the other hat. I probably should have just kept this one on because it's very colorful and it would have shown up very well. This one isn't showing up nearly as well as I had hoped because, for one thing, the letters are small and they're thin, so it's not getting a lot of this thread where you can actually see it pop out. But unfortunately, that was my mistake on this haul. I started not to use this one, but I did, so what can I say? It is what it is. But it was a design that I put together from one that was in the designs that are on our machine, and then I added the wording to make it be a specific or a customized design. So we are coming up, we only have 2 more minutes left with the stitching and it will be completed. And as you can see, it was quick and it does go quite a bit from side to side, as you can see, so that's pretty good. It does not stitch the sides of the hat totally. That would have to be a totally different hoop for that. They do have the clamps that you can get that can go from the sides and the back and what have you. This one does not. I think it's 270 degrees is about as far as it goes. But I do think it's pretty good because this is going from the side seam to side seam. So that's not too bad of a deal. So I have 1 minute left. It only has, what, 3 more letters and then we will be done. I do kind of regret that my words aren't going to pop out like I wanted them to, but I'm not a big cap wearer anyway, so I don't know how much I'll be wearing this cap, so it's no big deal. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a look at how easy it is to do your caps with this flat brim cap hooping system from Brothers. I don't have a cost. Mine came with a package with my machine, so I don't have a cost. So I will be taking this off in a minute. It's about to stop, and this will be the end of the tutorial. It is completed. So please hit the like button, the notification button, and subscribe. Appreciate it, and come back for the next video when it uploads. Remember that I will be doing the Learning the Machine series, and we will do a lot of different informational videos telling you exactly how to do certain things with the machines, what icons and what buttons to hit to do certain things. So I think you'll be excited to see all of those things. So hopefully you'll come back soon and for the next video, and that should be posting pretty soon. And thank you for watching, And check out my website, check out get in touch with me via email or phone or via my website. And until next time, this is me signing off. See you later.